ourselves off.
All right. Hi,
We are
everyone.
back. We return. We are back.
We're back with our more negative movie and TV show reviews. We've gotten better, though. The TV shows have been doing just fine. Besides one. Besides one.
Oof. Yeah.
And the other one, the movies have been pretty horrid. Like, horrid, but,
But we're here to give you our unbiased, fully authentic, raw,
opinions
raw
of these
reviews.
movies.
Pause.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. We got a couple for you today. We've got 3 movies and a TV show. That's probably the most we've had in a minute. Oh,
Two
but
TV shows.
2 TV shows.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. What we want to start off with first. We also got some topics to hit. We're gonna be here for just a second for tonight.
We will go ahead and start with the one that me and him, we did have different ratings on this one. But we did see it in theaters. So we'll start with that one, give it its praise. Give it its praise. So we saw Night Swim. He had basically randomly came up with to go see it.
hmm
Whenever we didn't watch any trailers on it. We only had saw the original trailer that we saw in the movie.
Many months
Y'all,
ago. Yeah.
movie popcorn. I am not a popcorn person. I really don't like it. It gets stuck in my teeth. I haven't liked it since I had braces. But that popcorn that day was so good.
It was good
And
popcorn.
it cost $1 million, as we
Yeah.
all know.
Yeah, them prices they just be skyrocketing when it
But
comes
it
to.
was really good. Like,
hmm
it was really good. But
So yeah, let's get into the movie.
okay, so I'll start first.
Go right ahead.
So guys, I he actually ranked it an A, because he felt like it was amazing. For me, it was passing. The reason why is because the ending was a little bit rough. Like I said, I'm not gonna give any spoilers. This is a brand new movie. It just came out.
hmm
But it was a little rough for me at the end. If anyone has seen Legions, you'll understand why.
Oh my god.
But it was cool though. Like, honestly, you know what? I can give credit where credit's due, just because it was well paced. It wasn't too long of a movie. And then also on top of that, the chemistry was good. Like, it was a good family. Like, everyone had their different tropes. Everyone had a reasoning for what they were doing. There was nothing that was kind of like, oh, you kind of just pushed this character off to the side. Everyone had, like I said, the family chemistry was definitely the best part of the movie. And also the story was a bit different. Now, some people think it was like dry or maybe not the best, but I feel like it did work well for what it was. I'm not gonna completely. It wasn't a movie I completely redirected or completely said this is stupid or this is a waste of time. Like I said, the ending was kind of selling a little bit, but majority of it, like I said, it wasn't too long. A lot of scary movies now, they are pretty short, but sometimes they be long and then just turn out to be demonic, and it's like scaring me. It's kind of because I already figured what the monster was gonna look like. But that doesn't even give you a spoiler of what I just said. Um, well, overall, I gave it a C just because, like I said, the end was getting really corny to where I was like, I can't anymore, and there was a lot of continuity errors for me. Well, I shouldn't even say continuity errors. It was just errors in the fact of how it ended and how. No, it was continuity, because it was like they would be messed up in one part and then they'd be perfectly fine in the next one. It was a little goofy. So it kind of ruined it for me. I was honestly about to give it an F if it did it one more time. But I'll keep it at a C just because it was straight. It passed for me.
Yeah, she's harsher on this. I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I'm never gonna lie to you guys. That's one thing you'll never get from us. We just won't lie to you guys on this channel. We'll tell you exactly how we feel about it. With that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed myself with this one. We only watched one trailer for it. Um, Mostly what gave it an A for me was the character work. I think Wyatt Russell did a great job as Ray Walker, or Waller, excuse me, as Ray Waller. The whole family of the Wallers did really well. I think that if you think that the plot and the characters, how they kind of set up why they're at the pool, why they need to stay in the pool, why they have such an emotional connection to it. I thought it worked well. It was new, it was innovative, it was different. It didn't fall flat on its face. The ending was not as climactic as I personally would have wanted it to be, but it was still suitable and better than some other horror movies we saw. And for me, I guess it's because I'm cynical in the fact that I don't really expect to get scared that much anymore. It's been a minute since I've been scared in a horror movie, especially in theaters. So when it comes to psychological thrillers, I just tell myself going into the movie, is it going to make me think about something? Is it going to make me relate or care about these characters enough? And the movie did enough of that for me, I would say. Like I said, no spoilers, but the whole reason why Ray Waller has to stay inside the pool so much, I thought that was a good emotional like tug, like it made you care about him as well as what the family was going through. But there, I mean, and pacing wise, it was what, like over, little over, was it a
An
little
hour,
over an
an hour and
hour?
30
So well,
minutes.
yeah, it wasn't. So us guys, we can't be doing no 2.5 hour movies, and I'm so glad that this didn't do any of that. It made me laugh in some parts, if anything, and it did stay consistent with the how do we say this? Not spoil it. It's not an antagonist. It's just the plot, the main enemy of the movie, or what was possessing, what was taking over people. That stayed at least consistent in the many forms that it showed up in. So I'll say that. I have a couple of favorite parts, I would say, but for the most part, like I said, it's still a fun time. I ultimately we have it as an A just because I
He has
honestly
it
I
as an
couldn't. I
A.
have it as an A. Really, I'm not gonna. I strong armed her this one, and I was like, hey, it's would I see myself watching this again? Sure, that's me seeing it watching again. Her, probably not so much. Would I suggest this for people to watch? If you just want something to put on and it's a decent time, go ahead.
I
But
guess getting older is realizing a
mhm,
lot of scary movies aren't going to be scary
scary, yeah.
anymore. And so that kind of does suck because and plus we're exposed to so many different like things. So
The
it's
internet's
like
more scary than nowadays.
exactly. So it's like we see alien orbs, we see different things, we see people dying, we see explosions. So it's hard to kind of get that cinematic feel of something scaring you anymore because so many the world is a scary place in its own right.
Exactly.
So it is hard for that's why a lot of things now to me are just thrillers because of
Hmm.
like the ominous music, ominous sting.
Ominous music,
So
this thing, the lights in the
it's
pool. There
yeah, and
were,
like the loud. But I
yeah,
know for it, I told you guys already this when we saw Insidious, The Red Door. That
good
movie,
God,
no, and Talk to Me were extremely loud, and I
they
don't
were.
know what was going on. And it must have just been those two. Those were two different movie theaters, but they were extremely loud. But I just know being older, it's just like, yeah, nothing's really gonna scare me anymore. But I do always hope to be surprised in a
And
certain
I, I,
way.
I would say that that's what kind of surprises us with that one. But Night Swim, like I said, do we fully agree that it is an A? Not really, but I'll give it an A, and so I'll give it an A for that
And
reason.
it passed for me just because I could watch it again if I had to, and then also I always the big difference between me with a C and an F is would I watch this again? If I say no, okay, would I recommend someone else to watch it? If they're both no's, it's an F. Sorry, because I'm not going to recommend it to someone. I'm not going to watch it again. It's something that was a waste of time, right?
Hmm.
But if I can watch it again, or like I said, I can recommend it to somebody, then it's like, okay, it passed because it's at least intriguing enough to do it.
Yeah, and like I said, good character. If you're gonna do a horror movie, if you're gonna do a psychological thriller movie or a horror movie, I would rather you give me good characters that I at least somewhat to mostly care about throughout the film and what they're going through, and maybe you try to scare me versus let's just have jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump
Yeah.
scare, and we don't, because we've seen tons of horror movies where we're like, who the fuck are these people? We don't care about them. They're
Yeah.
making dumb decisions all the time, and we don't care. Like I said, the first 20 minutes of this movie set up Ray Waller, his wife, and the family pretty well, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that my favorite part was probably the daytime pool scene. I would say that was nice. That it not had me on my edge, but it was like, hey, it was a little bit interesting. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
let's not get too deep into it for this one. Don't see it in theaters. It's not worth seeing in theaters. Wait till it's on streaming. We would
Unless you
say,
want yummy popcorn.
unless you want some great popcorn. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next one that we have here. This one we did have an actual
Mm-hmm.
fully divided
Yeah, so you go
opinion
ahead and
on
go
this
first.
one.
This one is Underwater with Kristen Stewart, Miss Bella Swan.
Bella Swan. But yeah, this was Underwater. We found this one on Netflix. We thought I just randomly suggested it. We actually thought it was a space movie at first. We were trying to
I had
find
got it confused with the one with Sandra Bullock, which is
Gravity.
Gravity.
Yeah.
But I had always wanted to watch this one because it came out in 2020, and we all know the Panini happened.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see it because I had never seen it, and then I was like, it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah.
But
It didn't feel too long. That's something that ran well with it. I ended up giving it a C for pass, and I'll give you a couple reasons why. First, I'm just gonna give all the praise to the movie. Great visuals. I mean, it looked really nice. I will say that there were good scenes in here. Hell, there was a scene that showed one of the not even a spoiler, but one of the monsters, I guess, or whatever, is below the surface of
aliens.
the below the surface of the water. Yeah, below the surface of the water. And I thought that monster coming out, the reveal of it was very nice. It actually scared me a little bit more than what Night Swim had. So that tells you right there what my level of being scared or frightened by something is. Um, Also, I would say it did make me laugh. I would say that T.J. Miller did a really good job making me laugh. It wasn't too much comedy, but it was right where it needed to be. And the cast and the characters worked well. It's kind of funny. It's like we said with Night Swim, all the characters worked well together. What took this away was every character worked for me but Kristen Stewart's. Like the Asian. Sorry, let me give her some a shout out of Jessica Henwick. She did a good job trying to show you a little bit of some emotion throughout. She was consistent. TJ had me laughing. We just saw the other guy, the main captain. We just saw him in another movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was good too.
Well,
But
remember he's from Black Swan,
oh
so
yeah,
I'll
he's
always
from Black
remember
Swan.
him.
Yeah, that's of course he's from Black Swan. But really, Kristen really brought the movie down. But before I get to the bad, graphics were good, visual effects were good, and then I would also say some of the character work in the middle was also good too. It wasn't too loud. It wasn't like they threw a lot of huge sounds at you,
Mm-hmm.
but it did a good job of let's peel it layer by layer of what's attacking them, what they're going after, and things of that nature. We have seen this done before. Have we seen it done? Have we seen it done better in the Meg? We actually have, which I think is very funny. I think that this plot does rival a bit of the Meg's a little bit, but it focuses more on the what if they're truly stuck underground and it's not all about sharks. But like I said, look, it did look pretty good, but and it was paced. Like I said, it wasn't 2 hours, wasn't too bloated or anything like that. But Kristen really did bring this down. I mean, it starts off with her narrating, and throughout the movie, I was wondering why the hell is she talking to us? Like, I don't need to hear her monologue. This movie doesn't really need to be about you. She wasn't as strong as a protagonist, and like I said, there is something. She's been cursed since Twilight. I cannot look at her and see her really giving emotions in her face. She can't. She wasn't convincing in any of these scenes. Oh, this person died or this thing happened. Because there were some brutal deaths in this one. I can say that. There was some brutal ways that some people died. And she just kind of looked at the camera like, oh, cool, cut. Let's move on to the next scene. So that's what I have to say about that. It's still passing though because damn, I still enjoyed some parts of it. I just wish it was a different actress than Kristen. It could have been Jennifer Lawrence. Maybe she was too expensive. I don't know. Just it wasn't the right actress for the role, and it just didn't work for her. And I still gave it a C. So imagine if you put a stronger actress in there, probably would have been better fitting. But anyway, Chris will tell you her thoughts. Of course,
Yeah,
she's gonna rip it apart.
it's an F.
Yep, go ahead.
Because once again, guys, would I watch it again? No. Would I recommend it to anybody? No.
Mm.
The pacing and stuff was fine. It was kind of dragging though in some parts. It was trying to, I feel like, introduce too many things. Like Kristen had a lover that wasn't there anymore. The captain with his daughter. The captain just sitting there after all the pods were there. It was just like you're
That was
having
funny.
you're having too many things that aren't being addressed, and it's like I truly only one I did care about was the funny guy. He's the only one I cared about
Paul.
because it was just
Little
like
Paul.
he was giving comic relief whenever everyone was being so serious. He was like, he was funny. He was the only like character that I truly loved, and I did like the Asian woman as well because, like I said, she had true feelings. She was like, oh my gosh, my man's here, but we're
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna die. I'm at the bottom of this thing. I can't do this. Like, it was very realistic. So I liked that about
She
it.
was strong though. Her character was kind
Um,
of strong a little bit, I'd
yeah,
say.
she was like. Turns out in the end, she was pretty strong.
Which is yeah.
But the ending, I did like the ending of how they got to get away. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the main thing, Miss Bella Swan. We are not in Twilight. Jacob Black is not around. Edward Cullen is not here. You're very boring. You're very dry.
Jeez.
The beginning was goofy. I don't like when niggas die right away. That's not okay either.
And boy, did a nigga die right away.
Right away.
Right away,
I
man.
didn't like that either because to me, if you were going to have, because the whole point of it, the reason why I didn't like the fact that he died right away, because if he died from being stupid or whatever they wanted to write, that's fine. But they had other people die on their way to get there. And then him and Kristen get a little quick 10-minute whatever was going on.
Maybe getting to know each other.
Yeah, like talking about engineering and stuff. And then, like I said, she wasn't really I just feel like they were trying to, once again, always portray her as some sort of badass. It's just like...
It just didn't work.
It's just you're not. I have no type of emotion for you. Even whenever she was conveying about, she still does those random twitches, her lip quivering. That works for an awkward teen girl. This is not... You're supposed to be a badass, like, mechanical engineer that's, like, supposed to get these people out of here. You're supposed to be a badass woman. You are giving timid. You're giving scared, which is understandable because look at the situation they were in. But
she wasn't even convincing there. Like, she wasn't convincing that she was scared.
And then whenever everyone was dying and whatnot, it was just like, I don't care. Like, I just didn't care. And she seemed like she didn't give a fuck either.
Yeah,
so,
there's so many actors. Ladies and gentlemen, think of a prominent, well-known white actress that could kill this role, i.e. Scarlett Johansson would have ate this up easily. Who else? Like I said, Sandra Bullock. Oh my God, would have been easy for her. Like I said, Jennifer Lawrence. This is a walk in the park for her. Kristen made this so... It looked like she either didn't care. Brie Larson would have done a great job here too, because at least, like I said, convince me that not only you're this, what was it, a mechanical engineer?
Yeah.
She had one scene where she showed that off.
But what I was saying, guys, was that I wish that the guy would have just died there. To me, he should have just died on the way to the door, not making any time with the other characters. You guys literally had him in a room with her, saying, "Oh, hi, oh yeah, you're from," and then even that, oh my God, right at the beginning, guys, literally, whenever she was like, "Oh yeah, you're." Like, what are we doing? Oh my gosh, Bella, speak up. Like, what are we doing? I'm just like, you have to break out of those roles. It shows you have no type of range
at all.
And it's just like, as a viewer, it's like, all I see is Bella. I'm just like, okay, where's Edward? Where are the Volturi? Like,
who?
Where are they?
Oh, I didn't watch them like that.
Yeah, Volturi is literally, if you don't know, you just don't know.
I don't know.
But it's just, like I said, that's what took it down for me, because I never once was scared for their lives. I never once feared for them. Honestly, the aliens, I had saw them. He did not see them at the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't see them at the beginning.
And so I had already saw them. So I was like, okay, I already know what you're up against. Which, like I said, is not the best thing to do. I understand if you're going to make it maybe different forms of it. You can show different, like, throughout. But whenever you show it so early, okay, so now I already know what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for. And then also it kind of gave us it did give us a reason, though, as to why it was attacking them. But once again, it was exactly like the Meg. Like, I'm telling you, whoever wrote the Meg,
it was done better in the Meg.
Whoever wrote the Meg, literally, it was this copy and paste. You hit this hydrothermal plane, and now these things are after you. Except for it's not sharks; it's these alien things.
Yeah,
and
same thing.
It's just like they looked nasty, cool, whatever. They looked like little aliens to me, but
it just wasn't as fun as the Meg. The Meg works because the Meg knows. Okay, we can't take ourselves too seriously. This is Jason Statham in the role. But tell me why Jason Statham closing the hatch on... Tell me why the Meg convinced me that Jason Statham had more emotion of, damn, I closed the hatch on these people and killed them. And Kristen, like I said, I completely forgot she really did that. It didn't linger with her throughout the film. She didn't care.
And then they tried to... And then, like I said, the narrations were not good either. Like... I don't care what's going on with you and your man.
Oh God, this might be an F.
And then you also came back to it at the very end. Like, at the very end, you were showing us what was going on to me. And then also the thing with the Asian woman and the other guy that was there, to me, that relationship didn't even need to be brought. They should have all just been kind of like...
that worked.
I just feel like it was just useless. The man was knocked out half the movie. You could have killed him.
But she dragged him across the end of the. Like matter. I said, that's tough.
It
that
doesn't
was tough.
matter. Like I said, it was just just pointless things that they were pointing out for no reason. And it was just goofy.
It
And
was.
like I said, Kristen, I didn't care about your performance. I didn't care about what's going on with you. Even at the end with your like sacrifice, I don't care.
Wow,
Like,
so we said fuck the spoilers. We gon'
because this is a waste. I'm not recommending it to
We're
anybody. This was a waste of time.
This is put a movie on in the background if you got nothing else on earth. Exactly.
If you're cooking, not really paying attention.
If you like cool underwater visuals,
actually, I wouldn't even recommend that.
Wow. Okay. All right then.
So yeah, I'm just gonna give this overall an F. Like, it's just an F.
Then.
And I love underwater movies. Like, I love The Descent. I love
That was a good one. That was a good one.
It was good. It was intense. Gave everyone strong characters. Gave us emotion. Gave us, like, you know, what's going on. They're fearful. They're like scared for their lives. You need to at least give me that when you give me anything underwater, under caves, in space.
47 meters below. That's another one. That's good.
That was raggedy.
All right, stop. You didn't.
But
stop.
I do love Emma.
But anyway, 47. That's another good one. But yeah. Well, anyway, let's move on to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're probably thinking, damn, they just don't agree on anything. But wait, we do wholeheartedly agree on this one. Yeah. I have so much to say, but I'm going to let Chris go first because, my God, was this the most disappointing we felt of the ones we watched.
So we love Denzel. We ride for our brother. But Denzel, my father had actually already told me about how bad it was, and I was like, whoa, that's shocking, because my father loves him, Denzel, and he also loves action, and Equalizers are right up his alley. This third one was very goofy. Like, it just seemed like, let's throw in some things together, and let's hope for the best because Denzel's on the screen.
The Equalizer 3, the coffee shop. I swear that should be the name of this. I just didn't.
Now, the main thing, I'll probably let him go into more depth and add on later, but the main thing that I didn't like about the Equalizer 3 is that there was no action. And now, granted, at the very beginning, like, we had that action scene, right? Fair enough. It was cool, whatever.
It's the best one.
But after that, all it did was just cut to people dead, and I don't like that. I like to see now, granted, maybe Denzel couldn't do it, maybe he didn't want to stunt double, whatever, then we didn't need to make this, babe. Like, it's just like
look, just attacking him. Okay,
but it's just like we just didn't need to make it. Like I said, he's a phenomenal actor. I can't say anything about his acting, and Dakota's a fabulous actress too. She was not needed here, but anyways,
shoehorned in. Jesus.
But it's like, and also the main really bad thing, the guy that he was after, I guess, the most at the beginning, both of them, Vincent and the other man, they looked like little pussies. Like, I was not scared of them at all. It didn't look like they could even throw punches. It was not realistic. I'm like, these are little shrimps that would literally, Denzel would eat them for lunch. So I'm so confused as to why they chose those people. But hey, maybe the money was small enough for them to land this role. But overall, like I said, the action was just not there. Yeah. I just don't see why we make an action movie and then have none of the action take place besides in the first 10 minutes, and it's very quick. Very quick.
It was nice, though. It was a nice reintroduction.
Good, and I wanted that to keep going on and on, but
he was never a badass. Let me take the reins. Denzel never came across as a bad. Let me tell you something right now. I know how she feels about John Wick, and I know that some people online, they do have John Wick 4 as like the best movie of last year and one of the best movies. It was one of the best action movies. But let me tell you, after watching this, damn, do I have such an appreciation for the John Wick series. Because at least it said, we are going to give you action from beginning to end. Why the fuck was Denzel looking badass for the first 10 minutes? And ladies and gentlemen, I don't lie to you. He goes to a coffee shop once, just drinks some coffee, maybe meets a girl. Second time, same type of thing. Third time, he's confronted by Dakota, who once again should not be in this movie. And here we go redirecting it.
Well, that was like the seventh time.
Said it whatever time it was. Dakota came in, and Chris said it well when we were watching it. They're probably going after him or trying to find him out. And I'm like, damn, that's a better movie than what we watched. That would have been a better movie if the government was going after, which they've done before. Damn it, do it again. Shit, do it back. It's Denzel. You wasted Denzel's acting in this movie.
We love seeing him run up the steps.
Oh my God, he was running up the steps trying to do a montage, trying to show us that he was getting back in shape because what the hell was even getting him slow?
And I'm sorry, no matter what,
I'm passionate. I'm sorry. This is a
No, and
waste.
no matter
Fuck.
what, if you get shot in your back, I'm sorry to say, you're not going to be running upstairs 2 weeks later. You're not. I'm sorry. No matter how healthy you are, unless it literally grazed the side of your back, possibly. But if you got shot point blank period in your back, no matter where it is, you're not going to be getting up and running in the next 2 weeks. Maybe the next 2 months if
Yeah.
you're really, really optimal.
Yeah.
But other
And
than
then the
that, no.
setting, the whole premise is that, he wants to retire, and he retires to this South American, North American, something country. I don't know. They really didn't explain where the place was that much. Where was it?
Rome, right?
It was not Rome.
It was close to Rome. It was close to
It
Rome
was close to
because he was
Rome.
telling Dakota, why are you all the way over here and you're looking at a book of Rome? It was like a little city outside of Rome, I think.
Oh, you are absolutely right. Filmed
Yeah.
in Italy, utilizing Rome. Okay, so it was like Rome, like okay. So excuse me, I didn't mean
Because they were
to.
all speaking Italian.
Yeah, it really. Just think the whole premise of why Denzel's here is because he's like, oh, this is why I'm going to retire, and so gang members and bad people are here, so I have to stop them because nobody else is. Makes the police look weak. All the
Yeah.
shopkeepers and owners and people living within the town, none of them really look like they would really put up a fight. But then when you see the actual guy that's the leader of this gang, he's getting his ass kicked easily.
Mm-hmm.
He looks kind of scrawny. Denzel pushes him against the wall easily, talks to him like a bitch. And then the bigger guy, who looks like a wrestler, you think he would be the guy who, I don't even think he has a fight with Denzel. I think Denzel puts him out in like 2 seconds.
It was just kind of like
It's
a
just
weak
fuck.
form of bullying. It was like, oh, we're bigger. I have more numbers than you, so I can punk you. But it's really like if it was 1-on-1, you would probably get murked.
And
9 out of 10 times.
yeah, and it just took away from a lot of action scenes. This made me appreciate like Fast and Furious. Like I said, if you're gonna be an action franchise, stick to your
Oh my God,
fucking
there's two
guns.
LeBrons. I just realized
Because
that.
he's all-time Lakers, yeah, all-time Lakers, and he's on this Lakers, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was going nuts.
No, two LeBron Jameses, LeBron James and LeBron James,
Oh my gosh.
Le
wow.
King and LeBron. But yeah, definitely disappointing, y'all. I feel bad for anybody who watches in the movie, and definitely like
it is definitely a way. Like, ladies,
stop
I know we
watching
want to
Equalizer after
support
the second
Denzel, but it is a waste of time.
We could've
It
just
was very goofy. I just knew something was
fuck.
wrong with it when my father didn't like it because he loves action. He loves Denzel. So the fact that he was like, it was some bullshit, he was completely
It just
correct.
felt cheap. It's like call in Idris, call in some other black or some other action dude we know to be the actual antagonist.
They showed more torture than any action.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And it wasn't even good torture.
Exactly, and like the torture of it was like, okay, so, and also like the torture you guys were doing was goofy because it's like you're torturing these people because they're not doing what you want them to do. That's not going to make them do better. Like, okay, at this point you're like, what are we doing?
It would never intimidate
Like
the
I
game.
said, it was just bullying.
Yeah, we can rip it
just
apart all day. Like I said, I feel so bad for anybody who watched the first two in theaters. I watched the first one in theaters and I really liked it. The second one I saw from home. But this one, if I would have watched this in theaters, like, yeah, let's watch the third movie because we think it's good.
I saw the first one at home, second.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, just bad. But yeah, please don't make any more of these. It's over. Please. Just forget. Let's forget this ever was made.
No, yeah, let's forget this one. If you want to make a fourth one and Denzel, you actually show your action how you've done in the first two, all for it. But if you're gonna continue to do stuff like this, where you're more lax, you're more kind of not laying
old.
down, but yeah, you're older. You're slowing down. Don't. Let's just not do it.
Well, like I said, if you're gonna do that, raise an apprentice. Have the apprentice story. Who's the next Equalizer? He's training somebody. Easy story. Anyway, let's stop. Let me stop before I get into it. F for waste of time. F for failure. And F for a fucked up way to end a franchise. Please do not make any more of these. With that being said, let's move on to our only series that we watched. Good little 8 episodic series.
Guys, this really pulls on the heartstrings. I hate bullying shows.
It does.
It's really sad.
If you don't like bullying, this is not the show for you.
But I'll keep it short. It's called Lookism. Very, very short series
based
Netflix.
on a manga. Based on a manga book,
and it shows such true things. Now, granted, if you don't like bullying, go to maybe the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th episode. I don't know. There's only 8 episodes. They're short.
So the second half.
Yeah,
of the
don't
whole series.
stay at the beginning. But it does show such a passionate kind of
Vicious.
message.
I'd say
It
vicious
shows
side of
it
bullying.
shows like a passionate message though of you are the same person deep down inside no matter how you look. So how do you truly treat people? If you look like a model one day and you look like a slob the next, are you going to still be the same person, or are you going to act different because now you have the looks, or now you're bigger? Or what are you truly going to do? So that's literally lookism. So it's like it's basically like look within inside yourself of how you appear to others, whether that's internally or externally. So it was like I said, it was a good story. Like I said, the bullying was just very, very heavy. I hate that so much, especially seeing it over and over and over, because it definitely loves to. You already know, mangas, any type of animes love to replay the traumas over and
Usually
over and
three
over.
times in an episode. It's this is a good. I think for people, if you're in your phone a lot, if you only look at people for how they look on the outside, and you only judge people for how they physically look to you. Like if you're walking down the street and you see somebody, and in your head you're saying, "Oh, that's a fat slob," or "Oh, that person needs to work out." You need to watch this show. It's as simple as that. This is a good slap in the face for people who judge others truly based on how they look. Like literally, there are scenes in this show where we have to tell ourselves, why are they acting like this to this person? They haven't said anything. The main character hasn't said anything to someone, but because the people walking
so
in,
cruel, yeah.
You're fat, you're ugly, you must be like this, and then even bringing the family into it. It's a tough one
Dude,
as
you're
well.
you're poor, you can't,
Just judging based off the outside versus truly, and then it even makes you a little bit it makes you think inside, because it's like even when somebody who is accepted as, oh, they're attractive, we're just gonna make them popular simply because they are attractive, when they want to be friends because they're good people, good-hearted people with people who maybe aren't as attractive societally wise, I guess. Then you have the people who are lower or viewed as lower in the show asking, why are you friends with me? Oh, you must be friends with me because you want to, use me or make fun of me. Like I said, it makes you really think about what happens. And this happens all the time in school. Bullying's very hard to get over. Cyberbullying, it happens all the time. That's shown in here as well, too. But it still had some fun, charming It has those classic anime tropes of the fights being over the top and people, it even has some great singing in there, too. But it really, it tugs on your heartstrings. For 8 episodes, it really makes you think. Don't go and one thing we do appreciate, not overly sexualized. Usually, that's what a lot of animes do.
They were sexualizing the woman alive.
Come on now.
They were moaning every time he was
but it wasn't
around.
like what we've seen with School of the Stop. It's not School of the Dead. Young Sucker. That's his name. That's his actual name, Young Sucker.
They were moaning the entire time. So
it was not, but it wasn't that. Y'all stop. It was not like they were showing the breast and ass and panties. It was no. Let's be real.
But it wasn't High School of the Dead.
Exactly.
Exposure.
It wasn't over the top that way. If anything, more men showed their emotions, and that's another thing. The song saying it's okay to cry, having some men who are big and strong showing emotions, having men speak to each other. I think it's very good of a message, but also it gives you the opportunity, if you were not liked in school or if you were looked at as unattractive, if you had the chance to be the most attractive person, how would you treat others? Based on how people would treat you. So we really did like it. It's very nice. Would we watch it again? Probably. You learn something from it. But we suggest that, just it's cool. It's cool to watch, I think, if you're in high school, if you're in college, if you're battling some type of bullying, like I say, watch this because it will show you just how powerful it is to just treat others. Oh my God. Okay. If you can get to the first episode, you can watch it all. Plus we've seen plenty of more tragic beginnings of stories.
If you can get through the first 3 episodes, the market, if you can get through the first 3 episodes, you'll be okay. But they're pretty, like I said, they're tough. So
it is a little bit tough. It's gut wrenching a little bit. But hey, if you like some good singing, that's in here too. Shit, that's some. And if you're a fan of Eminem, Marshall Mathers, he gets a shout out. If you know anything,
there's a lot of brands in here too.
Oh hell yeah! Oh my God! I mean, but we lost count about the first 3 episodes.
Might be a little homo.
Okay, she's pushing it. She really wants something in there, but they stopped it at 8 for a reason.
Homoerotic, stuff in there. So
yeah. Please understand. Anytime 2 men are close to each other in a scene, she's like, kiss, make
No,
out.
this man is blushing, and he's
Mm-mm.
giving
I
this man
can't
a
blush.
bunch of
I'm too
clothes, and he was trying to
my
fight for
athletic
him.
ability.
Girl,
My
you know,
my skin tone
he
doesn't let
wanted
me blush.
him.
I don't know what she's talking about. Anyways, that's what we've watched so
Not
far.
him. I'm talking about the character, the guy that was helping him. He
Oh,
blushed.
oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like,
No,
my
he
skin tone don't
blushes,
work. Yeah,
and black people blush.
yeah, they do. Yeah, yes, we do.
But
But
yeah, overall, it was an A.
it was an A. It was an A. We're getting we're getting better. Every report card, we at least have one A. So we're trying, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We have a couple things we're going to be watching. We actually just finished the show, but we're not going to give a review of it yet because we need to make some things for it first. But like I said, always give us some suggestions. Let's go ahead and just. Do you want to keep going, finishing off with the topics, or are we good with this?
Oh
as we are now?
wait, Oh well,
No, I
guys,
haven't. We haven't. As I say,
it's
we haven't
okay.
even done this
Yeah,
yet.
it's okay. I'm not gonna do that. But guys, we did start watching Echo. I will completely talk about this.
God, please
We
do. I can't
did,
say anything.
You know, Echo has disappointed me so much. We watched the first episode because I really was excited for it. I was like, I love a female protagonist, someone strong. Let's see what she's been through.
This is Marvel, by the way. I told you we weren't going to watch it. She suggested this, so we watched it
because
she wanted
like
to watch
I said,
it.
a strong female protagonist. It was horrible. Like I had to turn. We had to turn it off. We barely got through the first episode.
Oh God, it was terrible.
It was just seemed very. You could tell no time or effort put into it. Very rushed. Seems as though no one cares. I don't care about anyone in her in Oklahoma. Like I don't care about them in the show, of course. And it just seems
Oklahoma, the state.
it just seemed very rushed. The character, like I said, she has good, strong I can tell I'm not gonna downplay her because I don't think she's a bad actress, but this type of I don't know what we're doing. Like Marvel literally just said, let's throw something together and call it what it is.
And they threw it away. They threw the show away because they released all the episodes together versus going, let's make you wait a week.
And
we wouldn't have waited a week for episode 2.
I just don't like it. Like, I'm sorry, once again, like we said, guys, if you're gonna have something where it's not a lot of noise, it's not a vast script, you have to have such strong character development and like kind of the beginning had me. You had me in the first half. Like, for real. It was good. Showed me how everything occurred to her. It was cool. But then the part where it went all downhill and I immediately gave it an F. You guys know how in movies, whenever you stab someone, it's supposed to look, you don't really stab them, obviously, but it's supposed to look as though it's going through you, or unless they have a different type of, sword that maybe goes around you, so it looks as though it's in the front and in the back. Yeah, I saw the sword go through someone as I was looking at the sword, so it's kind of hard to explain, but basically how you're supposed to just take someone from a side view and then stabbing them, but you see the person's hand that's stabbing them go through them. We're not doing action well. Also, the action scenes were very goofy. The man jumping into the door right away. What are we doing? Like, I was just thrown off because I said, she's not, like, her and Daredevil's fight was cool, but I'm like, I can visibly see you not hitting him.
It just wasn't,
her knees were not hitting him. Her kicks were not hitting him, which granted, like I said, we all know in acting, it's supposed to always look like it. The sound effects, it just like I said, I could tell they were like, let's do it in 2 takes and that's it for the day, guys, because like I said, the action was just, like I said, it could have been good, but I guess they didn't want to put the time and effort into it to where they were just like, oh, whatever, let's just take a couple of takes and we'll just take the best one of the 2. Also, the family life. I don't care about anyone in her family. It was weird. Then how they were, like I said, they were just throwing so many things in together in the first episode, and I'm like, this is horrible.
It was extremely rushed in that first 20 minutes. Like, by the time we got to the fight, I was like, why do we know damn near everything about her past? We know
everything, and granted, you can do that sometimes, and if, like, you have a nice played out way of continuing it, but I'm like, even the trailers coming forward, I'm seeing action shots, you're not hitting anyone. Like I said, I can see the weapons, I can see all of it. It looks bad. So I'm just like, okay, so now the main reason why I wanted to watch it is because of a female protagonist that kicks ass. I can see you are not doing that. You're never hitting him. His punches aren't landing on you either. I'm just like I said, rushed and a waste of time. So we decided to not waste any more time. We watched the first episode, tried to get into the second episode, and it was too much.
We're
It was
done with
just far
Marvel.
too much.
We have. I've said this. This is probably the third stream I've said this on. Marvel's done. Okay, we have to come to terms with that. There is nothing this company can put together right now to do it. You guys, I was watching Endgame randomly because it was on YouTube TV. We were waiting for some basketball game, and Endgame was on. Watching the last 20 minutes of that film just reminded me this was it. This is where we peaked. There is nothing that's come after it that has been phenomenal, really, besides the Spider-Man. It's terrible as what it is. Let's put the Cowboys game down. Let's understand that they're packed up.
The Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl.
Dallas Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl next year, not this year. Never mind. Anyway, let's not get into that. That's a whole different stream for a whole different day. But what I was saying was we saw it in the beginning of Echo. You didn't care about the show because you released all the episodes together. There was no reason for you guys to because even if we kept watching it, we know what would really piss us off. There would be things we wouldn't understand because guess what? You have to do your homework for this shit. You have to know every single thing. I didn't give a damn about Kingpin. Didn't see the original Daredevil. The only time we saw Daredevil was when he was I can't. Let me stop. We're streaming. Was when he was being
She-Hulk.
intimate with She-Hulk. I wanted to say something else, but I don't want to say it that messed up. But when he was,
but he wasn't.
yeah, he was. Yeah, they had sex. They had sex in the She-Hulk show. Yeah.
Yeah, later on. But I mean, like the one that she got exposed for was not him. Remember, it was the guy that was pretending.
No. What I'm saying is that the only time we saw Daredevil before this was when he was messing with She-Hulk in the She-Hulk series. And that series is better than this. We already know it's better than this because at least she was a better protagonist. It worked better. Look, we're not finishing it. Sorry, y'all. It just, man, it's.
It was just a complete waste. And like I said, don't worry, you'll understand
Oh my
exactly.
goodness, you'll know what we're talking about.
You'll know exactly what we're talking about when you watch the first episode. The first episode literally is a joke. It's all rushed.
I felt like my head was spinning. It was so much they were throwing at us. And it's just
no one cares. Like I said, you can't throw stuff at people and expect us to care about these people because you're just like, oh, whatever. I guess everyone's just disposable. Like just like how when we know, like for horror movies or action movies, when you continuously bring people back and say they're in a different universe, Marvel, we don't care anymore.
Hell, Robert Downey Jr. himself had to come out and say these niggas are not bringing me back because he probably didn't want to keep doing it. Look, please take our advice for people who have watched Marvel movies. If it's something you have to do for content, we understand. If you have to do reviews for it, we understand. Hell, if you're getting paid by them to make content for them, we understand. But please understand, as a viewer of movies, these are no longer impactful, great films that tell a cohesive story. It's not building up to anything. Kang's gone, okay? They already replaced him. And we're tired of this. You can't trust the actors to stay clean anymore. You can't trust the action to be up to what it was. And you can tell the visual effects department is being overworked and they're being pushed. And like she just said with the action scenes, come on, make them look like they're hitting each other. Damn, it's not that hard. Stop swinging the camera up and down to make it look like the hit was so impactful. We see that the knee didn't hit the face. We see that he pulled his face back beforehand. Make it look convincing. It's just like I said.
Or cut it quickly.
Or just cut it. Or make a montage of it. Don't do a long shot of her fighting Daredevil. Make it look halfway decent. And then when we look back at it, we're like, damn, we've seen so many fights that are better than this. And like I said, and then the Kingpin stuff, we don't give a damn. We don't. There's nothing there.
And then also another thing, guys, it doesn't explain stuff about her dad. It's just, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's just like it doesn't even explain anything about her dad. And then it's like we're supposed to feel bad about something. Like, no, I don't know who he is. We clearly see he might be someone bad, but I can't really tell.
If you like this show, of course, with anything that we give Fs. We don't finish. We want you guys to tell us your opinions, of course. Tell us in the comments, as well as tell us, in the Instagram comment section whenever we put these on, or in the community tab. Let us know. Maybe you really liked it. Tell us why. Tell us what you really liked about it, what you related to. Tell us if you even finished it. Tell us if you're done with Marvel, because I'm telling you, That's it. Like I said, I made an exception for this because she really wanted to see it. But like I said, there's nothing that's going to make me jump out of my seat and go, damn, I really want to watch a superhero movie. Aquaman, like I said, we ain't watching that shit because that shit didn't even get promoted. And like I said, superhero movies are just, it's pack them up. It's just not working. I can't think of the last one that I was really intrigued with. Besides Loki, that was the only thing I actually liked because they took their time with it. With that being said, that's our report card reviews of the things that we have watched. Man, I can't stop thinking about those Echo fight scenes. They were so bad. They were so bad. And that guy jumping through the door, that was very funny.
Like what are we doing?
It was comedy. Like, it was Marvel being like, let's just make them laugh, ha ha ha, fart joke or something, some bullshit like that. You know, it just didn't.
And we don't really get to know her either. Like, we saw like I said, the very beginning was a cool straight half of, okay, I know what she's been through. Let's see. But then we kind of just get this quick, oh, she's stealing a bike. What are we doing? Like, what? It's like, okay, now she, I guess, is a rebel.
Rushed. And it's what, only 5? Is it only 5 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Let me tell you something. Why you didn't think, let's make this 10 and
or
really
at least 8?
Flesh out a character. We've never seen her before, okay? Flesh out a damn character. We've never seen this character before. Why are we just, let's just give the whole storyline in 20 minutes. Anyway, we're good with that. Yeah, like I said, it is what it is. We watched it. We watched the first episode, so you don't have to.
And guys, real quickly, we will just say the Cowboys are out. First round exit, Stephen A. We will definitely be hearing his mouth tomorrow.
Oh my goodness! If you're a Cowboys fan, next year, always next year.
Yeah, next year we got it. Like, we're going to the Super Bowl. And 2 things I wanted to talk about. We had actually posted it on YouTube. It was a little, actually only one of them was, but Ja Morant, our boy, is out.
He's out for the season. Came back for probably, I think, less than 10 games.
Yeah, I think like it was about 5 games. Hopefully he gets hopefully he has good healing. Hopefully this isn't a career-ending injury because it is a severe injury for his shoulder. Obviously you need your shoulders to shoot.
Yes, we wish the best for you, Ja. Come back healthy next season. We just really feel like, I mean, we were saying this when he came back. Of course, there was a report that said he put on some weight. We weren't really, Chris was like, okay, I don't really see it.
No, but I definitely said I saw it. I could see where his weight was put on. Zay was the one who definitely was like, I don't see where the weight is.
I didn't see it.
I could see it where it was. Was it a lot? No, but I definitely saw where it was. I just hope he has a speedy recovery. I hope no matter what, this isn't a career-ending injury because you are such a promising player. But I do remember we didn't really stream last year like this, but I definitely always say not necessarily he doesn't take care of himself, but he does make goofy plays to where I'm like, you're injuring yourself.
You have said this on the stream. You have said this on one of our first few basketball streams. Yeah.
I just hope, he just protects himself in terms of, every single way, but definitely in terms of taking care of your body. Because yes, you put on weight and all that stuff, but also you need to make sure that you're filling your body with nutrients and exercising well, which, like I said, he clearly looks like he's very much so in shape. He's never been a big guy, but it's just like,
I just say add some other,
maybe some rehabilitation exercises will help a lot.
Or just add some more to your repertoire to where you're not going to the basket as much. Every player needs to understand where your physical attributes lie. Like, you don't see Steph Curry's 6'3", like he's not running to the basket, trying to dunk or he's not that athletic, he's athletic when it comes to shooting, but we see him not doing that. You have to use your body in a way that is best for you for longevity, not just the highlight reel. Like I said, now I will give him this. When he came back, the Grizzlies were ass, and he is the most valuable player on that team. Let's keep it real. It's not like no hate.
Definitely the heart of the team.
No hate to anybody else, but it's not like Desmond Bane was going to save you. It's not like Marcus Smart was going to save you. It's not like the Defensive Player of the Year last year, Jaren Jackson Jr. was going to save you. Clearly, Ja Morant's the face of that team, and he is going to take them as far as he physically can go.
Yeah.
So the decisions need to be made for the Grizzlies, because now you kind of look at them. Remember, he was drafted right after Zion, and they kind of look the same to me. Injured a lot.
No. Zion's injury, though, is, honestly, it's like Zion's is lack of care and Jaws is too much care trying to get the ball every possession.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but that's Jaw. So, but hopefully speedy and
Well,
speedy
recovery, of
recovery.
course. We want you to be a face of this league.
Because I want you to be back, but I just know, it does already say season ending, and I just hope your surgery goes well. Because, I mean, hey, Aaron Rodgers fucked up his Achilles, and he was basically about to be back. So hopefully, your shoulder, like I said, hopefully it just
be in the absolute best place for yourself for next season. And if you're the Grizzlies, you really got to think about, okay, let's not tank. I hate promoting tanking, but just understand your place and just try to get another good pick or try to make some good changes maybe with the roster. I just feel like you're a second round team at best all the time, so we'll see.
Zay is literally not loyal to his team. He gives up
Okay,
on
let's
them.
not do that. We're not talking about that now. Let's not talk about my
he
Celtics
gives
now.
up.
Every
He
time.
gives up.
Here we go.
He said the team. I wasn't even gonna
my
say
goodness.
it. He gives up
They
on
know I
his
love the
teams
Celtics. They know I love the Celtics.
immediately. But the next thing we were going to talk about in terms of basketball was just we will wait for football just because let's let these first rounds go. Like I said, Cowboys have already been eliminated.
Shout out to Houston.
So,
Shout out to the Texans, by the way. Shout out to that rookie quarterback.
you definitely we saw some men cry. So
to that Cleveland Browns fan who was next to us when we were watching the game, we feel for you watching those pick sixes.
We've seen our teams go home first round. So hey, it is what it is.
But yeah.
Simone Biles, we will be seeing more of her, and we will be seeing more of T Swift. So, is that a hidden agenda? Or is that a hidden agenda?
Maybe that's the setup. Yeah.
But another thing we were gonna talk about was of course Draymond Green. Because Draymond Green, we have already had a whole. I think our first full Draymond
we got,
and Ja.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So full circle. But let's okay. Let me say this about Draymond. Obviously he came back. I don't even think he's played yet, but he is. He played?
Yeah,
okay, all right. So we don't really catch up with the Warriors because they are.
We know a playoff
dog.
team.
Yeah, they're dog water right now. Anyway, Draymond getting suspended for, of course, slapping Nurkic and a lot of other things he's done in the NBA. How do we even really start this? It's not that I don't give a damn about his emotional state when it comes to the NBA now. It's just that I don't understand how he can come across as a victim in this when he has physically injured people.
Lack of accountability.
It comes across to me like, oh my, and I've heard so many people make fun of this, so now it's my turn to make fun of this. It comes across like he had a meeting with Adam Silver and he was like, oh, well, can I at least hit people? No, you can't hit people, Draymond. Damn. Can I at least, I don't know, slap him a bit? No, you can't do that. Damn, I don't know if I can do this. I might retire. Like, it's just.
Well, what did they say that Rudy said about him?
Oh yeah, what Rudy said I think was wonderfully
After he got
said.
Choked.
Yeah, of course Rudy getting choked is funny and that was so
Rudy,
funny to
let's
watch.
brush our hair.
Yeah, okay, just taking shots at Rudy. He's had enough shots taken at him, don't you think? Because for the COVID thing. Anyway, we've already had that discussion.
Fault.
That was his fault. Anyway, what Rudy was saying was of course Draymond doesn't want to play when Steph is out. Which I fully believe is true. Anytime Steph Curry is out due to injury, maybe fatigue, maybe they don't want to overwork him, or maybe, it's just a game the nigga doesn't want to play. Sometimes players don't get up to play for certain teams. We understand. Draymond did not want to play in that game, and he used any excuse there was.
Yeah.
The downfall of the Warriors, we've said this before. I'm sure people have said this 2 years ago when they won the title, and then they won the title. This is truly happening now. They're truly falling apart. And Draymond's just the catalyst of it. I don't care what you say. They probably would have been better than the Bulls if Draymond wasn't on this roster because he just brings them down. I just don't understand why he's saying things like, yeah, Steve and I cried.
Expensive backpack.
A hell of expensive backpack. Poole was absolutely true when he said they didn't deserve to be hit. He was just telling the truth. He just told him straight. You're an expensive backpack for 30. You are. You weigh down Steph Curry. You got niggas going on TV questioning Steph's leadership because he's not leading Draymond. Draymond's a grown-ass man who's beating the shit out of other players for no reason. This isn't the 80s. We can't have Malice at the Palace. We can't have Steven Jacksons. Let's
have a Malice in the Palace.
Look at us promoting this.
I know. I fucked with Malice in the Palace. Like, I feel like if you were there, you were there. Like, that is so exciting. I would have definitely been calling State Farm. I'm definitely making some claims.
The most you get is two niggas in their faces
but
yelling
what I
or
will
whatever.
say is that this was a topic that was brought up by, I believe, Stephen A. I'm not sure, but it's definitely like how we hold LeBron to his teammates.
He did
We
bring this
do
up.
need to hold accountable Steph for his.
Yes.
Now, granted, like he just said, they are all grown ass men. You cannot control anyone. Because even JJJ Desmond could have been like, stop fucking with that gun, my nigga.
That's
What
true.
was y'all doing? Still fucking around with it. You shooting up clubs.
I'm John Wick.
It's just like, at the end of the day, it's like you can only do so much. But I will say, I'm going to bring this out. Obviously, love Legault. But Legault, whenever your team is down, he gives up. Like, you can see it all over. You can, now granted, it really just depends how much you are down by. If they get down by 10, look at LeBron James' face. He's going to stop playing defense. He's going to be definitely flailing and trying to get calls. And then he acts like he's the coach. That is when I'm like, LeBron, we know that you are clearly still the best player on your team, but that's when maybe you should sit down and maybe coach them or something. Or maybe you should start looking into coaching careers. Because when your team is down, you definitely give up. Steph is still going to go out there, chuck up his threes, whether he makes it or not. He's still going to be running. He's still going to be trying to tire out the other team. So that is something that we do have to address. Like, Legault people, like, you have to admit, like, LeBron do be giving up when his team is down, because guess what? He is older. He doesn't want to be doing all that.
He cannot put as much energy into the defensive side of him playing as he did in Miami or Cleveland. Now,
because how come he wasn't criticized? You guys know about that jump ball that he didn't even jump for. Why was he not criticized for that? Now, granted, he gets criticized for
Skip
pretty much
gonna be
everything.
there. Skip gonna criticize him no matter what.
Yeah, we know he's gonna be criticized for everything, but it's also like we can't keep saying, like I said, it's like we pick and choose when we want to take on people, because it's like we didn't hold him accountable then because it was all Westbrook's fault, right? But then now your team is tanking too, just like Steph.
Actually, I saw this great stat. The Lakers have the exact same record this season, this many games in, as they had last season. The only difference is they don't have Westbrook. So for everybody who was saying it, and don't get me wrong, we saw those Westbrook we saw those Westbrook highlights. Thanks, Skip, for having those compilation videos on Undisputed. But it's not Westbrook's fault. We have to understand that
it's a team sport.
But even when we talk about the greats, when we talk about Michael, he did make his other players better. He did. He made Dennis Rodman. He made Scottie Pippen. He made Steve Kerr better. You know, we can name them off. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. He made Paul Gasol better. He made, Derek Fisher better. He made Bynum.
Sorta.
He made and then I forgot, Metta World Peace even had him playing at his best. But when LeBron plays, but think about every title LeBron has won. His first one he won with Miami. He already had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. He doesn't need to make them better. They made him better.
Yeah.
Because don't forget of what happened against Dallas. He didn't show up. But
they worked alongside each other very well.
And then in Cleveland with that 3-1 comeback, he needed Kyrie Irving. Okay? He wasn't going to do it by himself because the year before he did it by himself. And what happened? He lost to the Warriors, you know? And now when he won it with the Lakers, who else did he need? He needed AD at his absolute healthiest we've ever seen him.
And AD's been killing it.
He has been. Shout out to AD. I'll give a shout out to AD.
He's been staying healthy.
Take that street clothes moniker off of him.
And also LeBron is doing well too. But what does that say about the team? You got that is kind of giving Devin and Kevin.
You're wasting those years.
Exactly. It's like these are two phenomenal players, and guess what? They're not getting anywhere.
However, of course the Lakers are going to make trades. D-Lo, we see you. You're out of here. Okay, D-Lo, you're out of here. Darvin Ham, we can't. Yeah, well, yeah. Mike McCarthy, he's out of here too. We already know. But Darvin Ham, as the coach, we know you're out of here. Now, will the NBA try their absolute hardest? Because we've seen these refs fucking up these games lately.
Yeah. we love know. The Toronto Raptors
head coach. We love the Toronto Raptors head coach.
I appreciated his passion.
Call him out.
And I fucks with Chuck too.
Call him out.
Chuck said, I agree.
And of course, at some point, we gotta stop. We gotta stop as fans and the media asking, when are we gonna have the refs, have post game interviews? Adam, you need to get your ass up and make this happen. Yeah. The refs need to have post game interviews. We need to ask questions to the refs. Why did you make that call? What did you see?
Like we had said, guys, I think we said it. It was quite a few streams a while ago.
Which tells you how much progress has been made. Ugh.
I'm just saying, in terms, you need to have an audit system for them. whenever it's extremely bad calls like that, now granted, it's not going to be to the fans, it definitely needs to be to the players. The players need to have a quick little 10 question survey about the officiating.
Yep.
Simple. Because guess what? Everyone needs to be fair. There's no reason as to why Scott Foster should be controlling Chris Paul. There's no
They
reason
shouldn't
for
have
that.
a record against each other.
Exactly.
That's kind of weird to me.
But we know Scott knows some that know, or he knows somebody that knows
that
some
parlay
about
gonna
it.
hit regardless. Understand me? That parlay needs to hit.
And then just like the calls, like the no call against LeBron when Jason Tatum hit him, the call
against Jaylen Brown when he got hit in the
head. The one where in like the Toronto Raptors coach
23
said,
free throws in the fourth quarter.
2 of 3, and then 23 and 24. That's not okay. And like we have always said this, because that is how teams literally end up losing, by not getting the calls or getting trash calls made on them. Also, we need to get rid of the charging call. It
really doesn't make sense, yeah.
Because there's sometimes where people are literally moving. Oh, and there's sometimes where, his foot's up, so he's moving. It's weird. It's just like, no, we need to get rid of it at this point. Palming? Oh my God, I didn't even know what that was.
Carrying,
what
palming,
the fuck?
yeah.
Then you can't stay in the box more than 3 seconds. Like, obviously, it's just ridiculous at this point. But I know that those have been around. It's just, like I said, it's just ridiculous to where it's like, damn, I can't do anything. No wonder why Draymond's going out there and fucking everyone up. What
Look
are we
at us
doing?
justifying his actions.
No wonder why, because if you can't play, you can't shoot. Shit, you might as well get out there and fight.
And y'all, we are not casuals of the game of basketball. Well, we're not casual watchers. We actually pay attention to not just the news, but you do know quite a few players in the league and what they play. And when we watch games, you know enough. Don't downplay yourself. You know what you're talking about out there. You do. Come on now. We absolutely do. We just want to see a great game, a great product. And when the game is close at the end, let them fucking play. Let them play.
And stop doing that foul shit. Just like how in the NFL, isn't there like after the 2-minute warning, you can't call
a challenge or a penalty?
Yeah.
It's something like that.
It needs to be. Now, granted, you can still call a challenge in the last 2 minutes for things like that, right? But I do know that you also lose it whenever you use it.
And it's unsuccessful. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like I said, you need to have an audit system about the refs. Like, you need to. And then, granted, if they get below a certain grade, if they get below a certain grade, and they have to be fair about this, because if every single team is just giving every officiant 0-0 every time they lose, okay, then you're gonna literally lose it.
Because Chris would give Scott an F every game.
and he would make every other person everyone does not like Scott. It's not just
true.
Chris.
You can't be a well-known ref for that.
But it's like you're a known ref to not make correct calls or literally throw people out. Just like even Jason getting thrown out from his last game because he asked a question about literally him getting fucked up on a layup.
And he was fouled, and it's very clear that he was fouled, but it is what it is.
And then they get too emotional, their egos get too big to where it's like, oh, this man thinks he can talk to me. But then whenever Draymond Green is spitting in your face, yelling in your face, this is why I always be saying Draymond does not get the proper. But guys, I didn't even tell you guys this. I already knew that Draymond was going to do exactly what he's doing now. Gonna be complaining, gonna be not gonna be taking accountability, because I was like, oh, this indefinite? No, this is just a vacation for him to go ahead and go chill out. Adam probably said, take some time off for yourself. We can't have you playing. That's why he didn't want to give him, like, you wanted to give Ja.
About to retire. That's some bullshit.
You wanted to give Ja 25 games. Granted, you almost, it's like you're making an example of Morant, but then this nigga is literally over here choking people, windmilling people, and you're over here saying, oh, indefinitely. And then guess what? He wasn't at those his little therapy sessions. He wasn't at the group the things with the team. He wasn't at the team meetings. Like, it's like, and we know that. And Adam, you know that. And then you're like saying, oh, I wasn't going to let him quit on his team. What team?
For money. Like I said, for money. The last thing I'll say is, of course, David Stern said it when he was alive, and I think he really exposed how the commissioners and everything thinks. He pretty much said, I mean, what kind of finals do you want to see? Do you want to see Sacramento and the Nets, or do you want to see the Lakers and the Lakers? Look, y'all, we need to every team has their fan base, okay? Now, it's not like the Pistons are going to randomly go on this crazy run and then make the finals. But let's just fuck around and say they didn't lose another game, and they made a crazy run for the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're going against, let's just say, the Celtics and whatnot. If that series went 7 games, I'm betting you all the money that there is in that game, that Adam's going to go, oh, we can't have the Pistons make it. We can't.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's all about money. Like I said, if the Celtics and Lakers make it to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, watch those refs' whistles because they want those kind of matchups. But we've got to stop doing that. Let's see the newer teams. There's a reason why the Bucks, like Giannis's wing with the Bucks matters, and Dirk's wing
and
with.
it'll always get more fan engagement too.
Exactly,
Because
it's a new place. It's not the same
We're sick of seeing the
teams.
Lakers. We're sick of seeing not to say we are, because of course there's Lakers fans, there's Celtics fans,
But
there's
Denver
Warriors
just won.
fans.
But Denver there has been parity for the last 5 NBA championships, which is fine. And dynasties happen. We get this. Dominant teams happen. But we don't want to look back and say, well, that team made it to the finals because remember in Game 7, that team had 20-something free throws in the fourth. And you could clearly tell that the NBA wanted that team or wanted this player because they bring more money into the actual association. You know, it's like just
it turns it into a celebrity fan contest.
And that's just not fair. Let the best damn players play. The best players play. If you get outplayed, you get outplayed. I'm sure Adam was a little bit mad that LeBron and AD got swept. But guess what? Jokic said, I don't give a fuck. I'm going back to my horses, and I'm sweeping you. And that's just what it is, you know? And you just got to deal with it. But if Adam could have it his way, he would have had it his... like I said, he would have had it as Celtics and Lakers. But instead, he got the Heat and Denver, and that ended in 5. And he probably said, damn, I wanted to make that 7. Why? Because of more money, because of TV rights. Let it be what it is. Let these players play.
Fuck what it was.
It's what it is. But we're going to pay attention to these games because we've seen, man, we've seen so many bad.
Regardless, Draymond Green, you don't take accountability for things.
I don't trust you and believe you now.
You are definitely going to be hurt. I feel like the only way he's ever going to be... you know what, guys? He probably will end up injuring someone. God forbid. I really hope he does not, but he will end up injuring someone. Hopefully not a career-ending or season-ending
He could
injury.
injure his teammate.
But at the end of the day, I feel like that's what's going to happen, and then Adam will definitely have to come out and say he's suspended for the rest of the season. It'll probably be at the very end of the season. Who knows? They might have already spoke about it. And then pretty much from there, he's going to just say, oh, I'm going to take time to work on my mental. Adam's literally going to tell him, take all the time you need.
It's just going to happen again.
And it's just, like I said, it's ridiculous. And everyone is in unison with it. Warriors fans are. People that literally don't even watch the league. And even, my family members that don't even watch the league are like, oh my gosh, why is he hitting people? What's going on? And it's just you're being so violent and so ignorant. And then also to play victim at the end and be like, oh, well, I want to retire. And then also be like,
then retire.
Oh, just why?
I'm sorry.
Aren't you a grown man? Aren't you going to do what you need to do? So why are you asking another grown man about what you should do? That completely goes against what you just said, Draymond. So I don't know what it is about you. We all know what it is. You're declining. And that's okay. You're getting older. It's father time.
Same thing with Clay.
You're not going to be LeBron. Not everyone is supposed to be LeBron. And that's okay.
Or Brady.
How about you leave gracefully? Leave gracefully with your 4 rings and your head held high and with your dignity. Now you have lost it. No one cares about what you do because we're like, oh, who did he fight next? That's your headline. Who did he fight next? Who did he hit? Who did he injure?
Honestly, if you look up Draymond Green highlights, when he's retired, you're going to see more highlights of him hitting and injuring players than what he did in the finals.
There's already a defense compilation of him running over people, hitting people in the face. And that's why I always say it goes hand in hand with the officiating. You guys will literally give people texts for asking you guys questions, but a grown-ass man will scream and yell in your face, and it's like, oh, that's Draymond, oh, I'll let him, I've literally seen him basically spit and point in a ref's face, and they did absolutely nothing, but those same refs will literally go up to someone who maybe is of lower caliber or not as notarized and literally will just be like, oh, tech, and then give them 2 and throw them out, throw the coaches out. It's like, what are we doing?
Now, what pisses me off is the text for when they dunk or when they get an and one and they flex on the guy that they got it on. This is a competitive sport. If you get an and one on somebody, if you dunk on somebody, why the hell do I have to contain my emotions? I should be able to look at the guy and say, yeah, I got you, flex on him, but let him do his thing. But no, tech.
Taunting.
And then that's the point of the team. And then guess what the coach has to, and then the coach is confused. What is he going to tell you? Hey, I know that you dunked on him. That was a great highlight. Let's contain our emotions. Why? Because guess what? The fans want to see that.
Yeah.
Just now, if he's like pushing him aside and getting in his way,
and like standing over. Now I get standing over him
somebody.
Because it's like
that.
You are delaying. That is when you are delaying the
game
because you're not letting me get up. And then also if I get up too abruptly, you're gonna be looking crazy because I'm probably gonna hit you in your crotch, or it's gonna be a fight of some sort.
But if I'm just flexing on you, or if I'm just yelling "and one" in your face. Come on, how's an attack? I don't understand that. Like I said, we talk about it all day. But
officiating, like I said, regardless, at the end of this season, I really do hope, which Adam probably will not do it, but you need to, because even LeBron has spoken out about it, coaches have spoken out about it, Chuck has been speaking out about it. So to me, it's like I don't really see a change coming anytime soon, unless literally there's a strike with the players, which no one's going to do that. We need our money. Stuff is very expensive right now. But I would definitely say that needs to change within the next 2 seasons because it's going to make us to where it's like, oh, okay, well, who does Adam want in the finals? Who does Adam want in the playoffs? Because that's all it's going to matter. My team can play their best, but guess what? If they don't get their calls, if they can get bullied out there, it's going to be bully ball like how it was back in the day. But guess what? A lot of people got injured that way, and they didn't play as long.
And that's understandable. You don't want them to fight each other all the time in the paint because you can have your stars hurt and injured. But also, I mean, you can't have the same stars forever. New people have to come up. New people have to show what they're worth. You got to have rising stars, rising teams. You got to have surprising teams. I mean, I don't think anybody hated the Sacramento Kings doing what they did. They almost beat the damn Warriors,
It was exciting.
It was exciting to watch.
Because no one had been checking for the Kings, or of course the fans have. But I'm just saying no one that was watching it, because we already see the media. The media is always LeBron. How does this affect his legacy? What's Steph doing? Did he put his right or left shoe on first? Like, that's pretty much all it ever is.
Lakers, Warriors, Knicks, Celtics. They barely talk about Denver.
Yeah.
Who the fuck gives a damn about the Bucks? They only talk about Embiid when he's shooting. You know who is talked about a lot. So let's see how the second half of the season goes. I would.
Or it's kind of toward the middle, right? I think it's like 30 right now.
Close to the All-Star break, but we'll see. But we will say this about the NBA. I'll say this personally, and I've seen a bunch of videos on this. Last point I'll make about it. It is far more, I would say, exciting. Play-wise, players are just really damn good. Like, there's times when I'm watching people hit baskets, and I'm like, that was just great defense. But guess what? Niggas just know how to shoot. Like, I can probably count on my hand how many times I've seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander miss a shot. And the times I've seen him actually play. There's a lot of really good players in the league. A lot of people are getting their chances to shine. There's one player in the league who needs to be the hell up out of here. He plays on Charlotte. He needs to be gone. And there's another one on the Nets that literally takes money and just sits around and does nothing. And that needs to stop too.
Exactly.
When you do fucked up shit in the league, you should be out of the league.
Remember, guys, when before the in-season tournament, we had said, what is this going to prove about, before the All-Star break, you need to have a certain number of games played. It doesn't matter. These men are filthy rich. Mm-hmm. No one cares. If it does not affect their chance of being a champion, they don't care about the All-Star break.
Some of them don't even give a shit about being a champion.
So it's like, Adam, what were you trying to do? And then, like Chuck said, what are we going to do about these men that are hitting these women? Oh, well, we have programs in place for them. Okay, but why are they on the court?
But they still get to play.
Shouldn't they be in programs? Why are they having highlight reels? Why are they being able to still play? Just like if LeBron, tomorrow we found out he was beating the fuck out of Savannah, he shouldn't be playing. Like, I'm sorry, you are one of the greats, but guess what? You shouldn't be playing anymore. But
that money will talk, and they'll try to cover that up as quick as possible.
Of course, they would definitely cover it up for
LeBron. Of course, we're not accusing this. LeBron, we know you're one of the saints of the league. Come on now, it's LeBron James.
Let's open our ears.
Yeah.
But it was, like I said, it's just this narrative of, we give them these therapies, we have them do these things. No, Adam, you don't. And Adam, at this point, I would respect you a lot more if you just literally go, honestly, guys, we don't know what we're going to do with these men.
Yeah.
We need them to play for us, but honestly, I don't know how I'm going to get that to change. And so until we find the replacements, we're going to have to
just be transparent. It just sounds political. Just be transparent. Just say we don't really know what to do. And just say we're trying the best we can. We're trying every single option we can, because it doesn't sound like you are, But hey, we'll see who really is supposed to be in the finals when we get to the playoffs. Wow. Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry, do not look that good in their rankings, and that's the West. So we'll see how the
And
season
guys, we
goes
will
on.
see if Kevin stays.
He's gone,
I
yeah.
still don't think he's gonna stay, even though he says he wants that grind. He's not the bus
I don't
driver,
want to
like
run from
Charles
the
says.
grind.
But his mama is the MVP, so we shall see.
Yeah, we still love you guys. And of course, as always, because we know that some players be looking and listening online, we love all you guys. Not all you guys, excuse me, except for a couple players. We love all the greats who play in the league. We wish you all to be the best that you can be, and we hope that
And
we
just
can
always
see
be a
you.
great person on
Just
and off the
always be a great
court.
person on and off the court, because somebody, at the end of the day, somebody pays their damn money to watch
They're
you
life
play.
saving sometimes just to see you.
Christmas tick. I mean, we see all the signs. They be flying out from Australia, Japan, just to see certain players. Be there. Be respectful of the fans, because at the end of the day, we were just talking about this. That's the whole reason why you make that money, is because niggas decide to watch. So if they decide to not watch anymore and not support you, that check
It's
gonna
a
go away.
symbiotic relationship.
It is what it is. But I think that's all for this stream. Yeah, we appreciate you guys. We'll be back again. Probably next week, just for some more things that we've watched. Appreciate you guys for always tuning in. Check us out on Instagram as well as on YouTube. We got some really good polls on YouTube. You guys have been doing a funny job with those polls, so keep it up. But we'll catch you guys next time. And as always, have a great rest of your day, you guys.